Hey everyone, welcome to another art book preview video. So in this one we're looking at how to draw dinosaurs. Everything you ever wanted to know about drawing dinosaurs, landscapes, mammals, reptiles by Jessica Rockeman, I think it's pronounced. So that's the cover. Let's take a quick look at the back. Not too much on there. I'll let you pause it if you want to read it, so this video is not too long. So let's get straight into this. Hopefully this is in shot. It doesn't look like it's an overly long book, this one. It's quite short. I'll have a look at the page count in a second. And it also doesn't look, unless I missed it, it doesn't look like there's a contents to this book, which is quite unusual, but only a short book, so I guess it maybe doesn't need it. Straight off the bat, it gets right into it. I do like that it's showing you different angles. This reminds me almost of the Andrew Loomis method for drawing heads, but the equivalent for drawing dinosaurs, I guess. So we can see this section is heads and toes, or the equivalent of what you would call a toe for a dinosaur. The pages are a matte finish, which makes this much easier for me to show on camera compared to usual. So we've got a section there on movement, which is always good. So the first thing I would say are the illustrations in this are quite nice, but they're not extreme. Although I'm saying that, I was going to say they're not fully rendered finished. They're more like sketches and just line art. This one is actually very nice. But yeah, the sketches, or they look more like sketches for the most part, but that's probably not a bad thing just for learning from. Might even be better in some ways. You can see there's a section on eyes there. There is a lot more going on. It looks like the feather types and things. I'll be honest, I'm actually struggling to even talk about what's going on because it's not ordered in a... well, obviously you can see sauropods there. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But it's not overly clear how it's ordered compared to most art books. Again, that might just be preference. It might not necessarily be a bad thing, but it does make it quite difficult to know what's going on. It's not super organised. That would be a better way of wording it. And this page isn't too much, but there is quite a lot going on each page, as you can see. Again, I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing. I'm just sort of saying what comes to mind whilst I'm actually browsing through these pages. Now, this isn't a new book. I can't remember how long it's been out, but I've had it for a couple of years, I think. I don't think I've ever actually read through it, though. I don't think it's overly expensive or anything like that, with it being such a short book. And I also don't know how well known the book is. I'm not familiar with the artist either. I should probably have looked that up before making the video. I quite like that you've got this perspective here though. I think this is quite an interesting angle. Maybe not one that people would be drawing dinosaurs from very often, but it's probably quite a good way to learn the anatomy, depending on how deep or how detailed you want your drawings and knowledge to be. So I can see being able to learn a lot from these books. But with it being such a short book and dinosaurs being such a large topic, and obviously there's so many different types and the anatomy, there's going to be so much to learn. I feel like it would be impossible to actually get all that in a book anyway. Okay, so I can see here we're on to drawing dinosaurs and some of their neighbours. That makes me think that those bits that I was looking at there maybe weren't fully instructional. Well, I'm not sure. I'm a little bit confused actually. But it's nice to see a T-Rex. Wouldn't be a dinosaur book without it. I'm wondering if this is more of a section of getting to like a step-by-step. Megalosaurus, yeah, it's looking more like a step-by-step section. I always say in my videos that I don't mind step-by-steps. In fact, I quite like them. But I do like books to have a bit more to them when learning from. I feel like you need to be able to understand the reasoning behind it so that you can draw it from different angles as well as the specific pose shown. But I guess you could argue that is pretty much what was shown in the beginning of the book, so you could argue that it does have a lot of everything in it. But yeah, I have had it a while. I've never got around to reading it, and I figured I've got 10 minutes free, why not record it? Again, we've got some interesting angles there. And I mentioned that it's quite a short book. It's basically 75 pages from the looks of things. They've definitely managed to get a lot of information on the pages at the beginning. It's a little bit cluttered at the beginning, as you saw. These ones, not so much. There's actually a bit of blank space on these. So far, my thoughts are that it is quite a nice book, especially if it's relatively cheap, but I wouldn't say it was quite as professional as some other art books I've got, but I don't have any others on drawing dinosaurs that I can think of. I do actually remember when I bought this, I remember looking around online for quite a while. Oh, just a quick note there, putting dinosaurs into perspective, that's probably quite a useful thing to have in there. But yeah, I remember looking around online wanting to find a good book on drawing dinosaurs. And I do remember thinking there was a big lack of dinosaur drawing books, or a lot of the ones that were there were very aimed at children and colouring books and things like that. So this was the best I have found so far. So there we are. It had a little bit on landscapes and things like that. That's pretty cool, especially, you know, Jurassic era plants. So that's my first real look at it. So I couldn't sort of review it or tell you how good the information is in that book. But if you are interested in this book, hopefully that helped you out. I'd be really interested in hearing if you guys have any other dinosaur drawing books and what you think to them. I'm always looking for recommendations. So there you go, guys. A fairly short one this week, but hopefully this video helped you out. As always, if you did enjoy the video, hit that thumbs up button and leave me a comment below, and be sure to subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching, everyone.